Hello people, welcome back to my YouTube channel. If this is your first time here, hi, my name is Elor. Thank you so much for stopping by and joining the family. Please make sure to catch up on my other videos so you have an idea of who I am and what this community is about. Today we're going to be talking about a highly requested topic. I do not know how many times I've been hounded to talk about this, and if you guys know me, you know that I do not like to talk about things that I am not very knowledgeable about, or I like to at least come with some form of knowledge. So I had to take my time to not only live here for a while, but also do extra research to be able to make today's video. And drum roll please. Okay, let's get serious. Today we're going to be talking about taxes in the Netherlands. It's a very serious topic, and if this seems like something that you'd be interested in learning more about, then keep on watching. So, taxes. I'm pretty sure we all have an idea of what taxes are, so I don't think I need to define taxes. But in summary, taxes is literally a certain amount set by the government of whichever country that you live in that is taken away from your income, to fund public infrastructure and things like that. And before we get into today's video, I would like to state, big disclaimer, I am not a financial expert, neither am I a tax expert. Everything that I'll be sharing here today is based off of my experience, my knowledge, because my husband and I work and live in the Netherlands, and also from other sources that I've had to research so I can come with a video that has some meat to it. I wasn't just coming to feed you guys bones. I wanted to actually have like solid information, not just my experience, because I do not know everything. So please take everything that you will hear from me today and go and do your own research. I always encourage this. Do your own research because everybody's situation is peculiar to them. So please take everything I'll be saying today with a grain of salt. Yeah, I'm going to be giving numbers and figures that I found during my research, but still do your own further research. Alrighty, let's get into it. So first things first, the tax authorities in the Netherlands is called the Belastingdienst. I'm pretty sure I did not pronounce that right, but I'm going to leave their name on the screen. And they are the ones in charge of everything tax, returns, payment, discrepancies, all of that. The Belastingdienst is in charge of that. They are the tax authorities for the Netherlands, and they are known for their famous blue envelopes. Residents of the Netherlands know when you receive a blue envelope, the Belastingdienst is coming for you. You're either owing them money, or they're trying to remind you to file your taxes, or something related to your taxes. So they are the ones in charge of taxes in the Netherlands, and they're always open to inquiries and questions, and you can always reach out to them if you have any confusion about what to do, how to file your taxes, and all of that. Now, if you work in the Netherlands, that is, you are employed by a company in the Netherlands, then your company is in charge of paying your taxes for you, which means that a certain percentage of your income would be deducted monthly before you receive your salary. So you are not in charge of paying your monthly taxes to the government, as your employer does that for you. But if you are a freelancer or an entrepreneur or business owner, you are in charge of paying your taxes by yourself. And I believe that for freelancers and business owners, they pay their income taxes at the end of the year, which I feel like could be a big setup if you are not on top of your finances, because it's really easy to lose track of your expenses, your income over the course of the year. And if you do not pay the correct amount of taxes and the government finds out, there will be problems. So if you are a freelancer or an entrepreneur looking to come here to the Netherlands, I would advise that you get like a bookkeeper or someone, that is in charge of monitoring your income, your expenses, and to, make sure that they are on top of the amount of taxes that you have to pay per month, so that at the end of the year, you will be paying the correct amount of taxes. Right? Okay, so there are 3 categories or boxes that give you an overview of how much tax you will be paying on what for what, and gives you like a feel for the figure that your taxes might be. And so let's talk about the first tax bracket. And the first tax bracket is for income that you get from your job, or your employment, income from your business, income as a freelancer, an artist, or a childminder, or an athlete. Then we also have income from pension and benefits. Yep, you will pay taxes on your pension. Let's not even talk about it. Taxes on gratuities such as tips. So if you work in a place that you receive tips, you are required to pay taxes on said tips. And also foreign income. So the way taxes work generally, I believe, is that you pay taxes in the country that you live in, not necessarily the country that you work. So for example, if you live in the Netherlands and you work, say, in South Africa, you will be required to pay taxes in the Netherlands and not in South Africa. Vice versa, if you live in South Africa and you work in the Netherlands, you'll be required to pay taxes in South Africa. So basically, you pay taxes in the country that you reside in. And so if you have a job overseas, you are required to pay taxes here in the Netherlands. And now the amount that you'll be paying in taxes depends on your yearly income. So now the amount that you pay, or the percentage that you pay in taxes, is dependent on how much you earn per annum. I'm going to be looking at my screen in case you guys see me looking down to be sure that I have the exact numbers. So if you earn between €0 to 75,518 euros in a year, then you can pay up to 36.75% in taxes. I'll say that again. If you earn between €0 to 75,518 euros per annum, you can pay up to 36.75% of your income in taxes. Now, if you earn above 75,518, say you start to earn 76K or even 75,600 euros per annum, you can pay up to 49.50% in tax. I'll round it up for you. You can pay up to 50% in taxes if you earn above 75,518. My African mind cannot comprehend it. Like, bruh, you mean if I earn 76K, I can end up paying up to 38K in taxes? To be honest, I believe that the government, or the Dutch government, does not want you to work too hard or make too much money. They just want you to earn the minimum you need to live and be alive and survive, because if you earn more money, you are going to pay them more money. But then funny enough, I realized during my research that the tax rates have actually reduced significantly in the past 7 years, which is mind-blowing for me. If you're at 49.5%, it has reduced. That means that people were paying more than 50% in taxes if they earned above 75,518. Wow. But who am I to judge? Let's talk about the second tax bracket, shall we? So the second tax bracket is for people who receive income from a limited company here in the Netherlands. So if you have a substantial amount of shares or holdings in a limited company, say at least 5%, you are required to pay taxes on the income that you receive from that company. And the rate that you will pay on this income is divided into two categories as of 2024. And the first category is if you receive up to 67,000 euros per annum from your shares or your holdings in a company, you will be required to pay 24.5% taxes. And if you receive income from your company of more than 67,000 euros, you'll be required to pay 33% in taxes. I don't know if I should say this is good or is fair, but then I realize that a lot goes into running a company, and so I still say it's a bit high, but then it is what it is. And Apparently in 2023, 2022, 2021, the taxes were at 26.9%, and that was for up to 67k, and in 2020 it was 26.25%. And yeah, in the years before it was actually higher, so I believe it's reducing now, and who knows, maybe in the next 5 years it will also keep reducing. And the income in this bracket also includes benefits, regular benefits such as dividends, capital gains, gains on shares, etc. Wherever this applies to, I'm sure you will do your research and you will know what you're supposed to pay taxes on. So that is the bracket 2 in income taxes. So box 3 of the income tax in the Netherlands is focused on your assets and your savings. Yes, you are required to pay taxes on your assets and your savings. And these assets do not include movable assets like your car, your houses, even though there's a little bit of tax to pay on your cars. I'll be talking about that later. But on things that are movable like your furniture, your cars, art, or things like that, you are not required to pay taxes on them unless they are assets. For example, if you run maybe a taxi business and you have a fleet of cars, that's a different ballgame. You will be paying taxes. But if it's just like your regular car, you're just a regular person with a car, you are not required to pay taxes on those, or your furniture in your houses, unless you are selling furniture. So if it's movable assets that are not investments, you are not required to pay taxes on that. And the house that you live in, if you own it, you're not required to pay taxes on that. But if you are buying a second home, for example, a second home is seen as an investment because you cannot live in 2 houses, right? So if you're buying a second home, the general idea is that you are either one way or the other intending to make money from it, either from reselling it or by putting it up as a rental. It will be a source of income for you, and so you are required to pay taxes on that. Other assets that you'll be paying taxes on are also your stocks and your shares, your bank and savings accounts. Bruh, you will be paying taxes on your savings. Like, I don't understand. But yeah, we'll get into the figures shortly. Yeah, those are the things that you'll be paying taxes on: your savings, your assets, your stocks and shares. If you have any, you will be paying taxes on the income that you get from that. So now let's talk about the amount in your savings that becomes taxable. So as a single individual, if you have up to 57,000 euros in your account, it is tax-free. So if you have less than 57k in your savings account, it will not be taxed. But the minute it goes over 57k, you will pay 36% in taxes. So 57k is the safe number, I believe. If you do not want to pay taxes on your savings, then you have to keep them below 57,000. The minute they go over 57,000 as a single individual, you will be required to pay taxes. Now, as a couple, if you have a joint account, you can stay tax-free in regards to your savings if you keep it within 114,000. That is with a partner. With a partner, if you have up to 114,000 euros in your account, it is tax-free. But the minute it goes over that, you'll be required to pay 36% in taxes. So it's up to you to decide. I know a lot of people have like high savings goals, but here in the Netherlands, I don't see how that is being really encouraged, because you will be paying taxes on your savings, which kind of defeats the purpose. But yeah, I guess to them, they've given you a cap. If you don't want to pay taxes, keep it below 114. 114 being your maximum. With a partner, don't say I did not tell you, with a partner. As a single individual, your cap is 57,000 euros. Okay, that's that. Now that's that about the 3 tax brackets for your income. I discussed the 3 income tax brackets, which is the income that you receive from work, employment, what we've been talking about for the past few minutes. I don't think I need to go over it. Now there's a bit of an exception to this rule, especially for people that work in paid employment, and that is the 30% ruling. The 30% ruling is a whole topic on its own, but then I will just summarize it as that 30% ruling is a tax advantage, right, for expatriates, for expat employees, which means that if you are coming from abroad to work here in the Netherlands and you are coming as a highly skilled migrant, it's called the HSM visa. If you come here as a highly skilled expat, you will not be required to pay taxes on all of your income. So 30% of your taxes is exempt. I beg your pardon, 30% of your income is exempt from taxes, which means instead of 100% of your income, you'll be paying taxes on 70% of your income. This is only for a limited time, though. It is not a lifetime thing. I think it only runs for 4 or 5 years. And that was as at 2023. This year, there's been an adjustment to this rule, which means that whoever is coming now under the highly skilled migrant visa will not be exempt from the whole 30% rule for the 4 or 5 years of their stay. It's going to be phased out, which means that maybe in the first year you would be, the 30% applies, so 30% of your income is tax-free, but I think subsequently it reduces to like 30%, 25, 15, till the end. They are now going to be phasing it out. So the 30% ruling for new migrants is going to be phased out. But for those that have already been here prior to this new rule, 30% of their income is exempt from taxes for the duration that has been agreed upon. And this is for a very small set of people, because for you to come in as a highly skilled migrant, your employer has to prove to the Dutch government that they need your skill set badly and they cannot find anybody in the Netherlands with said skill sets. So it's for people that are really skilled in their fields, and it's a whole different thing. But then it's still pretty much open, and no matter how phased out it is, I still believe it's an advantage for expats that are looking to come into the Netherlands. So if you are considering moving here to work or to live, I would advise that you look into the industries that have labor shortages here in the Netherlands and see if it's possible that you fit into said industry, and maybe you could possibly benefit from the 30% ruling. Now let's talk about other types of taxes in the Netherlands. Now that I've covered everything, income and employment, business, all of that has been spoken about. Now we have other taxes that you are required to pay as a resident in the Netherlands. The first one will be your motor tax. That's if you are a car owner, you are required to pay taxes on your car. And this is calculated by the weight of your car, the CO2 emissions, and some other things. So I believe the figure, and you're only required to pay it, I think, every quarter. So you pay 3 times a year. So the figure can go from 100 euros to 450, 500 euros, depending on the type of car that you drive, the type of fuel that it uses, if it's eco-friendly and all of that. They have a system for calculating it. But then bear in mind that if you're going to come to the Netherlands and you don't intend to buy like an electric vehicle, if your car uses petrol or diesel, you will be required to pay taxes for said car, and this is not included with the other things that you're required to pay for, like your parking or insurance and all of that. That is just your motor taxes. Okay, the other form of taxes here in the Netherlands is import tax, but I think this is a worldwide thing. If you're importing anything that is substantial, above a certain kilogram, you from abroad, you'll be required to pay taxes on that. And it also depends excuse me, it also depends on if it's for personal use or it's for business. So that one is a normal. Inheritance tax, I found this one very, very funny because tell me, why I will inherit money from my family or my some sort of inheritance. So for example, if you inherit a property or a huge sum of money from a family member that is based here in the Netherlands, you'll be required to pay taxes on it. If somebody dies as long as their property and their money is in the Netherlands and you inherit it, you'll be required to pay taxes on it. It's just wild, man. But I'm just informing you guys. So yeah, there's that. There's also gift tax. This one I don't really understand it, because it says that tax is required, or you have to pay taxes on the value of anything that you accept as a gift from a resident in the Netherlands. And I'm very confused, to be honest. I do not understand it. So if you understand what this gift tax is about, if you have lived in the Netherlands for a while, if you understand it, please tell me in the comment section, because I can't make heads or tails or tails of it. There's corporate taxes, but this also, this applies to companies that are established in the Netherlands, and also those that receive income from the Netherlands but are not residents of the Netherlands. So if you have a company that is based in the Netherlands but you don't necessarily live here, you are required to pay corporate taxes. There is also transfer tax. This one is required when you are buying a house. So they will expect that you will pay taxes to facilitate the transfer of ownership from person A to person B. And I think the current rate is based at 2% of the property value. So it is 2% of whatever value it is that you are paying on that house or apartment. That would be your transfer tax. But I believe that there is an exemption. So as of January 2021, there's an exemption for first-time home buyers that are between the ages of 18 to 30, required to pay transfer taxes, provided that the value of the property does not exceed 510,000 euros. So if the value exceeds 510,000 euros, they'll be required to pay a transfer tax. But I think it's a very nice incentive to encourage young people to buy homes here in the Netherlands, even though the homes are not exactly available. But let's not talk about the housing crisis here. That's that about the transfer tax. The last tax that I'll be talking about today is the gambling tax. So if you like to gamble, listen to this. If you gamble and you win prices that are worth more than 449 euros, you will be required to pay 30.5% of your winnings as taxes. So if you win as little as 450 euros, 30.5% of that money is gone, is taxes. That's that. So I think this is a good cease and desist order for people that love to gamble. Don't do it, because you will end up losing money. So what's the point? Just don't do it. So yeah, that's that about taxes and different type of taxes in the Netherlands. And I know that this can come off as a very heavy subject, but then I will encourage you that if you are moving to the Netherlands, or if you plan to come live in the Netherlands, you be aware of all of these taxes, and that you do not see it as a burden or an annoyance. Because if you want to live in a country that works, that has a working system, you have to be willing to pay the price, and this is the price that you have to pay to live in the Netherlands. If you want to enjoy the benefits of everything that the country has to offer, you have to be willing to contribute to it, right? Because the country and what it has become and what it is now was built on the back of taxpayers' money. So your money too has to contribute into continue to fund the system that you want to come and enjoy from. So just look at it like that, and just come with an open mind to live and work here if you decide to. And yeah, do not try to not pay your taxes, because there are serious consequences for tax evasion here in the Netherlands. I believe that is like a worldwide thing. If you want to live in a developed country, if you evade tax payments, there are consequences. Now, in the Netherlands, the consequences for not declaring your income is really steep. Now, let's say you have a a day where your conscience comes calling, and then you go to the Belastingdienst and you go and declare by yourself that you have some sort of income from somewhere. It could be inheritance, it could be your income from a business or from an employment, or something that you did not declare to them prior. You can pay up to 75%. You can pay between 30 to 75% of that amount as fines, you could pay up to that. So it's not worth it not paying your taxes. Now, if you do not declare, if you do not have a bite of conscience, and then the Belastingdienst finds out that you have some sort of undeclared income, your fine could be as high as 300% of said income, which the math don't math. You are OTJBC, you are already in debt if you try it. So I think it is not worth it in the end to try to evade paying your taxes. If you are going to live here, if you are going to work here, be ready to let go of your money. Yes, I know it's your hard-earned money. You put your blood, sweat, and tears into it and all of that. But it is what it is. This is the price that you pay to live here. So if the price is too steep, I advise you, consider somewhere else. But yeah, that's it from me on taxes and the Dutch tax system. Whew, it's a lot. I hope you guys have been able to learn one or two things. I hope I've been able to, enlighten you guys a little bit about this. I know that this video is coming so late because the requests I got for these videos were like from last year. But then I just wanted to really do my research and to, live here for a substantial amount of time before coming to talk about something that I have no idea about. And that's why this video is coming late. So I hope that I've been able to do justice to this. Like I said before, please make sure that you do your research. Please make sure that you consult a financial expert, a tax expert. I do not claim to be any of the above. I am just a normal woman living in the Netherlands. And this is my opinion, this is my experience, this is my research that I have shared with you guys today. So yeah, please remember to like this video, subscribe, leave a comment. Let me know if you learned one or two things. You can ask me any other further questions that you have. If I have the answers, I'll definitely supply them. And if I do not, I'll definitely tell you to go on and do your research. One thing that I love about the Netherlands is that the public offices are open to people. So you can always call the tax authorities to ask your questions, for them to clear any shady things, whatever it is that's not making sense to you. You can always ask them and they will help you to make sense of it. And you can always, contact a financial expert, a bookkeeper, an accountant, or a tax expert to help you out with these things. So yeah, that's that from me. I will see you guys in my next video. Let me know what you guys want me to talk about. If you have any other things that you are confused about when it comes to living, working in the Netherlands, let me know. I will try my best to supply the answers if I have them. But until next time, talk to you.